Hello and welcome to the D.R.W.S. That's the Duluth, Red Wing, and Southern Railroad. We're bringing to you the Red Wing Clay Train layout in N scale. So let's get going. Okay, so here we go. We're getting going. We're gonna actually do some plastering. I don't know if you can see it here. I got my tub of water here for the plaster sheets. The interesting fact about this thing is when my son was born, we were probably using these Huggies for him, and he's 30 years old. So that's a 30-year-old carrot, but the plastic sheets fit in there perfectly. So just a little fact. Take it or leave it. Anyways, you can see the layouts over my shoulder. So let's get that unwrapped. I'm going to show you a few things I already did as we make progress. So let me show you those first. Hang on just a minute. Oh, here's the little, I don't know if you can see that. Here's the little map I go by. We're working, what I'm going to show you are these switches right here that I soldered together. We're going to be plastering right in here actually. So that's where we're going to be working on the layout, if you can see that. So let me pull this back and we'll get that out. So hang on. Let me grab that so that I'll get behind here. All over. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let me bring you in here a little closer. We'll scale it down. And maybe we'll... Sorry for all the wiggly camera. We'll get you up a little higher here. Sorry about that. So here we go. We got this piece, which we'll be getting out of here. So as you can see, where you just have this hanging, but the bed will fit in there. The part I worked on, I'm going to set this back here because we're going to be working right in here. The part I got together was this here. We got, like I was showing you on the map, we got all three of these soldered together. So they're connected. And then I cut a piece of that black foam so that they'll sit on here. They'll sit on here like that. So then that'll hook into here, and those things will come up in there. But I have more of this stuff, and that's kind of the bed for these switches. As you can see, I got the pieces in there. So we're going to be working on. I'm trying to get some of this stuff out of the way. This piece in there. We're going to be working on right in here because we want to mount these switches in here so we can start mounting in here. And this piece I glued down. We're going to be plastering this up to here because that's where this piece right here comes in there. So I might get you a little higher so you can see this. We'll move these. You gotta get it clear because it's gonna be messy. This plaster is gonna get messy. I might even move all my flexi track over here. It's gonna get messy. So we got a clear area to work with. But basically this part will be under, as you can see. But we need to get this, we need to get this piece all plastered. What I did was, these are all glued down now. These pieces are glued down. So I'm thinking we can get it plastered all the way up to, maybe all the way up to here. We'll start doing it and we'll see how it goes. So let me get my, and I got my plaster sheets. These are what we're using right here. These are like, you know, like if you ever broke your arm, they put the plaster sheets on your arm. That's what this stuff is. So let me move some of this stuff off because it's only going to get in my way. And when it gets messy, it'll get messy. So we'll get this guy, get these guys on here. Let's move this completely off. Get these scissors off of here. That way we got some room to work with. So basically, we're not going to plaster anything past this line right here. But we want to get all this. This will be kind of under, but we're going to put, I'm going to put it all the way up to here because, as you remember, we need a little more room over here. But get all this plastered down and rounded off. So that when we lay the track, it'll be ready to go. So I'll probably, and I'll shape this, so we'll start the shape. But we basically want to get this sealed in right from here, which obviously I won't put it in here, but it'll be all of this. So yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure the tunnel, all at least up to here, because this is where the tunnel kind of opens up. But what we're going to do is get the plaster on it, so that'll make the styrofoam kind of sealed. Like I was showing you my Huggy container here. We'll put this fairly close to where we're working, and we'll get our sheets opened up here. The good part about this stuff is I can get it at Hobby Lobby just down the road. I can get it at Hobby Lobby just down the road, and this was only $10 for this whole bag. It has 20 12 by 8 sheets. So that's quite a bit. So what we do, pull these out. You can see the plaster in them already. So what we'll do here is cut this open. And if I don't get it all done, at least you can see the technique, because it'll be the same thing for all the way across. kind of figured, do you see how powdery it is? I kind of figured it'd be powdery. So I might try just pulling this all the way out. I might go in the house and get a baggie for the rest of it. Put that on here. So that's how big this sheet is. And then all we have to do is dip this thing in our water here, get it wet, and then pull it out. Pull it out like that and lay it down. And then just start smoothing it out. Pretty basic. Get another one going. Kind of dredge some of the water on that one. I want to get pretty good coverage. Stretching them out. It's kind of like cheesecloth with plaster on it. It's interesting stuff. Try to get a little more water on here. I didn't dunk it in there as long as that one. I get a little more water on it. There we go. So here we go, the foundation. There we go. And the cool part about this, if there's bumps and lumps, well, it's ground, so you don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect, because is the ground perfect? I'm going to get a piece right in here. Let's plan this. Right in here. Kind of fussy. I'm not having a great time with it right now. Trying to shake it out. There we go. We got that bad section, or not the bad section, but that section where those switches are going to go. I think I'll put one more piece here, and then we'll let that dry and see how it sets up. Remember, this is the first time I'm working with it too, so I'm trying to get used to it. It's kind of weird once you dump it in. You don't have much time. You almost can oversaturate it. And I found if I let go of my corner over here, it'll freak out. That was a good one. That was a good one. Then we can always use sculpt mold. Yeah, I'll go one more sheet. So we kind of got that section done. And we'll see how that dries. This is the first time using this stuff, so I don't know how it's going to dry. We'll have to wait and see. Let's wait and see how it dries. I think this piece didn't get wet enough. There we go. And I think I'm kind of leaving this one bubbled up here just to see how it goes. Like I said, you can always use other sculpt mold stuff to fix it. So there we go. We started plastering. As you can see, I got my hands dirty doing that. So that'll be it for this week. We'll try to finish this infield, so when I come back next week we'll be further along with having this all sealed, and then we can start gluing and laying tracks on top of this stuff because it'll be all sealed up. I don't think I got that first one wet enough. I'm trying to re-wet it. Alrighty, so let me wipe my hands off. I didn't bring a towel. I should have brought a towel. Whoa. Alrighty, so that'll be the show for this week, starting on the plastering. We'll see next week. Still don't know how it's going to turn out when it dries, so we'll have to let it dry and see how it goes, and then we'll continue on doing the rest of this. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week on Saturday in all this mess, and have a good week, thanks for stopping by. You can see how we're already starting to go with that. We'll have more done. I don't want to bore you because now you see the kind of the technique. You can see where I goofed up and I didn't get enough water on that one, on the first one. But this stuff is very forgiving, I would say. And there's another product that's called Sculptamold. I might have some of that. I got to get that from Hobby Lobby to be able to make different berms. But for right now, we want it flat because we're laying tracks on it. So, and we just want it sealed so it'll be dry to the base. So I don't know. You never know on the first sheet how you're going to do. So I definitely learned after a few more sheets on how it was going. So we'll see you next Saturday, same time, same bat station. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment. Hey, if you've done this before and you do it well, leave some comments for me and help me out. So we'll see you later.